All right, here we are again, and this entire video is going to be on toxins and detoxification. So if you watched last night's video, you saw that we are going to address our lifestyle. Our entire Clean Jeans Challenge is going to be based around 5 petals. They were 5 petals of the flower: food, exercise, supplementation, detox, sleep, and stress. So where do we begin? Well, I really want to hit up detox first because I want you to have time to start thinking about what you're going to do. Some of you have already commented on the bingo board. You see that it's got once a week an item. The challenge is to remove a toxic item for your from your life. But here's the clincher: for your life. Okay. I want you to take time and think about, is there something I can change that I can maintain, that I can actually have it gone from my life? So here's kind of the good intro. Think of toxins as really think of detoxification as a 2-step process. So I want you to picture for a minute your vehicle, your car. It is so dirty. It is just, there's mud all over the outside, the engine's acting up, the inside, there's old French fries everywhere, and some of this is actually ringing true right now. There's like some dried milkshake still in the cup holders. It's just nasty, okay? So the goal is to get that engine running better, to get the car's life to last longer, to get it running better. So we want to clean it up, right? And I don't know about you, but I can't even think about that engine while the rest of the car is so dirty. And so we have to start cleaning it. And so we'll start cleaning it really by addressing 2 things. We're gonna, I would assume, start making some rules, right? Maybe no more eating in the car. Let's say we're really gonna take this serious. We are going to have a clean car for the rest of our life. We're probably gonna establish some rules that maybe we've seen some of our friends have. No eating in the car. No, you can't like dump out your book bag in the car while you're looking for something. When we get home, we're gonna all take everything out of the car, right? Maybe we're all gonna wash the car once a week. And so there's gonna be things that we're not gonna do, and then there's gonna be things that we're going to do. We're gonna wash it. We're gonna take it to get an oil change. As it becomes cleaner and cleaner, we're gonna notice something in the engine that's not looking right. And we never would have seen it before, as it was covered up with all this mud and all this dirt and all that old food. So think of detoxification as a 2-pronged approach. We are going to not get some toxins, and we are going to do some things to clean it, okay? So first I want to talk to you about the avoidance, about the not getting. So either it's going to be making a decision to not allow something, or it's going to be taking something that you're currently doing and making a simple swap. So here's some ideas. As I said in that other video, there's going to be a unit in this group called Toxins. This video will go in here, but I'm going to put a lot of other articles and things related to toxicity in that unit. So understand, when you see, a post, this might be about, what they're spraying in the air, because I'm definitely going to talk about that. You will then be able to always go find that in the toxin unit. So I hope that makes sense. All right, so what are some things that we can do to detoxify our life? What we're doing right now in this Clean Jeans Challenge in the book is called Soak and Scrub. So picture that dirty vehicle I just described to you. And what are you going to do first? You're going to clean it. And you're probably going to clean the whole thing, right? Just because maybe the wheels aren't so nasty, they're going to get a good washing too. So what we're going to do right in this first couple weeks is we are going to soak and scrub the entire body. So yes, we know which genes are off. We've honed in on those. That just means we're going to perk up a little for those, but we're going to live a lifestyle and do some things that causes the whole car to get cleaned before we go in and spot clean certain areas. So getting rid of toxins is important for all of us, and it is not going to be hard because there's probably about 5,000 you've already come in contact with just today. Some are in your control and some are not. So the ones that are in our control, we are going to systematically look at them and figure out, is this a lifestyle change I can make or not? So let me give you some ideas. So in the avoidance category, let's also think about our 5 petals. The first one was food. So where in that category can we avoid getting some chemicals? Well, I am going to give you a real quick 101 version of what organic means and what non-GMO means. I want you to realize that both of those are your friend. And both of those, even though non-GMO kind of tells you that, organic means things weren't done to it. All right. So I'm going to reference the Garden of Eden a lot. Whether you need to see that as a cartoon or what, just go there with me. Everything in the Garden of Eden would be considered organic today. Organic means you have clean soil that hasn't been sprayed with a bunch of garbage. You plant a seed or you let a item grow. It grows its fruit. There it is. It's organic. You eat it. We have apple trees at our farm in Iowa that have been there since, I don't know, over 70 years. My mom has made sure that we don't spray anything. She doesn't think anything's chemical bad has ever been sprayed on them. Those are organic apples. So I think many times because organic is so used now in the regular world, we think organic makes it something they've done to it. It's not. To be USDA organic, if we were to take those apples and want to sell them at a grocery store and we want people to know they're organic, we would have to call the Department of Agriculture to come out to our farm, test the soil, test the apples, make sure that there wasn't a chemical in the soil, make sure there wasn't chemicals for a certain radius around, and make sure that that apple was just an apple. Then it can get the USDA organic seal of approval. Okay, so remember that. Organic is things that weren't done to it. So if you were to eat, let's say, I got a bowl of apples back there. Those are organic, but let's say they weren't. If I were to take a lifestyle, what's happening? It's weird. Is this still working? That was really strange. I hope my computer is spazzing out. Let me close some of these things just in case. I guess it's working. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. So if those apples back there used to be conventional, cheaper, right? Because conventional is cheaper, and I switched to organic apples, I have just stopped my body from coming in contact with the chemicals on the apples that I used to eat. So do you see how making that swap is actually choosing to detox? So not coming in contact. So I'm going to leave non-GMO. Let's do that on another one. Know this, if you buy something that's USDA organic, it is also non-GMO, okay? And you want that. You want to eat organic and non-GMO. Now, let's face it, those items are a little bit more, they're more costly in the grocery store. That's because it's a lot easier to spray a giant crop of food, right, with some sort of insecticide or pesticide than it is to hire people to pull weeds or to deal with those bugs. So think about ease. Think about people want to have giant crops for as cheap as possible, so they spray it down with a bunch of stuff, and you get pesticides, herbicides, and insecticides, or pesticides, herbicides, and something else. I don't know. There's another side in there on your fruit, on your food. So doing it the old-fashioned way is more expensive, and that's why you see a little bit of a higher price on organics. There is a list of foods that are called the Dirty Dozen. What that means is, I believe there's obviously 12 items, but there's something 13 also. There is a group called EWG.org. They're in charge of maintaining that, and what that is going to be, I'm going to post that up under in a link right underneath this video. That is, if you were going to only be able to buy organic in certain items, have a smaller budget, these are the ones you want to make sure that you get organic. So remember the analogy I just said, like this, spray, spray, spray an entire field. Well, if that's a field of strawberries, right, those chemicals soak into the strawberry and you eat it. Now, what if that is a field of potatoes? The potatoes are under the ground. The leaves are going to get the spray. Some's going to go down into the potato, but not when you eat that potato, you're not going to get as much as you did in a strawberry. So it's going to be items that absorb the chemicals, and ones that have a hard peel that we don't eat are not going to be on that list. So it's all about which ones when you eat are going to be the worst for you, because those you want to make sure that you get organic. So I'm going to post that in here. So that's one thing we can do, is pick an item from the Dirty Dozen list and go, okay, you know what? My family eats a lot of those and my kids eat a lot of those. I'm gonna make them be organic. Okay, that's something you can do. I'm gonna wrap this up and give you some other ideas. Water, think about your water. Do you drink filtered water? Now I'll go ahead and say this, we want to avoid plastics at all cost. Now go back to where I said, don't bite off more than you can chew. Do what you can here, because I'll tell you, it was just a week ago that I finally bought my glass dishes and decided to stop plastic Tupperware. I have been in this stuff for a lot of years, and just reading this book finally made me convicted enough. So if you're not ready to make that switch, start small. Here's an idea. Okay, so we'll stay away from plastics. The reason I brought that up there is a lot of people just go grab a Brita and think they're doing good. Brita only filters chlorine and it uses plastic. So let's go a little bit bigger than that. I recommend a Berkey water filter. I'll do another video showing you mine, and also I can get you a good discount on one of those. You only need one for your whole household. Boom, it's the best filtration system you can get. So start thinking like that. How do I make the big change to make sure that the most of the water that I get is good, right? Not just a little Band-Aid. Let's think bigger than that. Plastics, let's try to minimize plastic as much as we can. One of the main ingredients in plastic is petroleum, gasoline. It's like the main ingredient. So when you're drinking water out of your plastic water bottle, it is leaching, they call it leaching, a little bit of gasoline into the water. That's why you'll see, don't let them get hot, okay? Heating that plastic is gonna make even more of that gasoline come out. Now it's going in, right? And we're gonna really put too much strain on our body. That methylation is going to get clogged. Okay, here's something you can do. I was in Sprouts the other day and I bought one of these and I was like, okay, I can start doing this. I love my shaker bottles. So it's just glass. It was about $20, I think, and I actually really dig this one because you can carry it like this. And what I hate is when you have to take a lid off, like if you're drinking in the car and you have to take the lid off and then it falls off, you can't find it. So I like that it does this. So this is a really good option. So I'm gonna go get a couple more of these, and I think I can say that I'm no longer going to do plastic shaker bottles. That's all I used to do, was carry around plastic shaker bottles. Now I found a glass one, right? Isn't that easy? Also, I fill one of these up a day to measure my water. Glass would be great, but this is good. See how it says BPA free? That means petroleum free. Go get you one of these, start using it. Check. That could be one of your items on your bingo board. And this morning, Luke had his orange juice. I fed it to him, or I got it to him in a mug rather than his cute little plastic cup. Because glass, stainless steel, and clay and/or ceramic, those are what you want. What you don't want is plastic. So start looking at your plastic usage in your kitchen. Maybe make the switch. So I'm no longer using the plastic Tupperwares for lunch and everything in the fridge. I got one of those Pyrex kits that has a ton of glass bowls and lids. My next step is I'm gonna go out there searching for a stainless steel container situation that I can use for school, because obviously sending them to school with little glass bowls isn't gonna last very long. Okay, so there, food. Let's look at organics versus non-organics and see what we can actually do. Water, how do we get the best clean water? Plastic, how do we minimize our exposure to plastic? We can't stop it all, but we can stop what we do here, right? Really things with smells, air fresheners, dryer sheets, things like that. That's definitely a commercialized concept that clean has a smell. Clean doesn't have a smell. Clean has no smell. So start dealing with that. If something has a strong, clean smell, it's really dirtying up that methylation process. I'm sorry, it's sad but true. But this kind of can let you know why this craze and why there is such legitimacy into the essential oil world, because eucalyptus smells amazing. Eucalyptus is not messing up your methylation process, and you can diffuse that sucker or put it in your rainbow or put it, somewhere, and your house can smell amazing without Febreze or something like that clogging up your whole methylation system. Okay, so it's not like you can't smell pretty things anymore, but let's switch to the natural source versus the chemicals masked to smell like clean. Okay. That goes for candles too. Get the soy candles with the essential oil. It's worth it. think about if you don't and you're like got one of these Febreze candles or something like that, you are lighting that and you are just basically causing everyone in your household to breathe in an item that's going to shut down their methylation. Not good. Pesticides, herbicides, and insecticides, okay? Also, something you can start doing is start being a detective around your house. What if there's mold, or what if it's, have you had your air filters cleaned in a while? I read if you haven't done it in over 2 years, it's really time to do it again, like buy a professional to have the duct, not just the filters, the ducts cleaned out. What about getting a HEPA air filter for your home? You know, that's really cool. There's a website called scorecard.org. Will tell you the environmental toxins in the air in your area, so you can specifically know what to focus on. And let's see what else. I guess that's enough for now. I'm going to post the list. I'm going to post the Dirty Dozen. Yeah, I know that's a lot of stuff, but here again, this is where we're not going to get freaked out. So remember that exercise, sweating helps your body detox. So eating right, foods high in fiber, not just avoiding the chemicals in foods, but foods high in fiber help your body to detox. 85% of the methylation process takes place in your liver. So I've been talking about what to avoid. There are some things that you can add to help your detoxification process. The first one I want to mention is spirulina and chlorella. See that says right there? See those two green guys right there? That is spirulina and chlorella. It's an algae. It is God's medicine. I swear to you, this is like up there with turmeric and a couple of the things that are just so amazing. What spirulina and chlorella does, it goes in your body. It finds heavy metal toxins, specifically the ones that are so hard to get rid of. You know, drinking water will get rid of some toxins, but those heavy metals are hard to eliminate. Spirulina and chlorella eliminate them, okay? That's why I take 2 a day. It was the first thing that made me fall in love with this. So that's something you can do. Milk thistle is amazing for your liver. What else was I gonna talk about? Digestive enzymes are in here. That's what's really good to help. Remember, the way we get rid of toxins is pee, poop, sweat, breathe. What did I forget? There was 5 of them. Anyway, maybe that's it. So anything to help all of those. So think if you're doing things to help that, at the same time eliminating 1 or 2 things and waiting, let it become a habit so you don't get freaked out, and then go back. So I hope that gets y'all started. Like I said, I know some of y'all are chomping at the bit to want to get started on that bingo board. And honestly, anything, okay, anything. So if you're someone who's knowledgeable about this and you want to detox by X, Y, and Z, share your method in here. This is such a big category that what I said was just a tiny little bit. So share what you're gonna do, okay? Give us all some good ideas. Oh, a big one I forgot is look at the ingredients in your products, your deodorants, your shampoos and conditioners. We are going to be bringing in a new friend of mine, an expert in how to have a toxin-free home, because I'm going to be honest with you, under that sink, there's some Clorox cleanup, some scrub-free. I don't know that I'm going to get rid of all of it, but right now that's what I clean with all the time. So what if I found a natural alternative that worked and I moved those to the garage and I use those just for when it's like a serious something, okay? So that's something I'm challenging myself. That's the point I'm at. You may be further, you may be back, okay? Yeah, so here's a good way to do it too, is just pay attention all day long to what you do. If you grab a hand soap and you go to use it, flip it over and read the ingredients. If the last bunch of them are items that you know are chemicals and you can't pronounce them, odds are that's what they are, but go over to your computer, Google them, see what they are, see if it's a toxin, right? And then Google an all natural alternative to that product. That would be a swap. Maybe it's as simple as changing your hand soap on your sink, okay? Because there are some antibacterial natural options that you can use. So it's everywhere. It's everywhere. So the opportunities to detoxify your life are endless, okay? So that'll be it for now. I can't believe I went 20 minutes again, but oh well, it's us. We're good. So ask questions, share what you're going to do. This is here, and it's going to also show up over in the new unit called Toxins. Y'all have a great day. Bye.